the minority. This brings in the aspect of equality. Mr. Speaker, on the aspect of gender, we are told there are 5. We've heard about the 2, and the other 5. How I wish that the mover will have gone further and done the tabulations to tell us, in terms of the gender representation, does it meet the 2/3 gender rule? But if you say 2 out of 5, you multiply, I think it can meet the 2/3 gender. But we are just telling the commissioners, as they come in, Mr. Speaker, when we look at their reports, it's not much they are doing. We need to see that this practice, in terms of the 2/3 gender, particularly when it comes to appointments position, it is adhered to. And this is the committee that is responsible, this is a commission that is responsible to ensure there is that aspect of equality and there is that aspect of the 2/3 gender. Because, Mr. Speaker, in many other government entities, we are seeing things happening with impunity, where you find that the appointments are coming in place and they're neglecting the aspects of the gender. But as a parliament, we are going to support, and we thank the president for particularly looking at the aspects of that particular person from the minority of the minority, the way Honorable Sankok had mentioned. And Mr. Speaker, in line with the standing order, I think 95, because they are big business that we are waiting to talk about. I was actually not prepared to discuss this one. I was waiting for the political parties. Can we call the mover to reply? I thank you.
You know, Honorable Dr. Wamalu, and you are an extremely astute member of this House. You know you cannot speak, and then after speaking, you invoke that particular standing order. It's not going to work, because it is actually saying that after you have done it, you want others not to. So if anybody else wants to raise, that will be raised by that particular person. But in the meantime, let me give the Honorable Danita Gatt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for considering gender in this gender discussion. Mr. Speaker, I want to support the appointment of these members, Caroline and Thomas, as commissioners to the National Gender and Equality Commission. Mr. Speaker, my colleague ladies, and especially many of us who come from the women's movement that brought us into this House, will know the history of the National Gender and Equality Commission. And Mr. Speaker, it is good that we are seeing actually the commission mainstream itself and find space in this country, Mr. Speaker, to continue to monitor, to facilitate, and to mainstream gender and disability and other issues, including minority, in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to quickly say that the National Gender and Equality Commission, I know it personally, Mr. Speaker, and I can authoritatively say that this is the most diverse commission that we have in this country. Mr. Speaker, this commission, led by the chairperson, Dr. Joyce Mutinda, and also the vice chairperson, Dr. Chomba, who actually is a person with disability, and again being spearheaded by Honorable Priscilla Nyokabi, who was a member here, Mr. Speaker, is a commission that we have continuously monitored how it implements the issues, Mr. Speaker. You will remember that it is the National Gender and Equality Commission that was actually spearheading the implementation of Article 100 of the Constitution that talks about the issues of special interest groups, the SIGs in this country. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I also want to say, Mr. Speaker, that we as a parliament, as a National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, we must really be fair sometimes to the issue of the National Gender and Equality Commission. Mr. Speaker, it is in this House, just recently, Mr. Speaker, that a member of this House actually brought a motion, Mr. Speaker, to this House, Mr. Speaker, proposing to merge the National Gender and Equality Commission and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, Mr. Speaker, on issues, Mr. Speaker, that they perform the same functions. Mr. Speaker, I want to say in this House, Mr. Speaker, that the National Gender and Equality Commission must be funded, and it must be made as an independent institution, Mr. Speaker, to continue the work that it does. We cannot merge the National Gender and Equality Commission and the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights and the Commission on Administrative Justice, Mr. Speaker, because in this country, Mr. Speaker, anytime we are talking about the budget, Mr. Speaker, anytime there's a need to reduce the budget, you find that it goes to the national gender issues. Mr. Speaker, it is not fair. We must give the National Gender and Equality Commission the teeth to do its work and to continue empowering women, minority, and people like that in this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support the appointment. Thank you.
Yeah. What is it, Honorable Murugara? What is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it does appear that the House is generally agreed and does support the report, and therefore we are just being absolutely. So I'm praying, understanding order 95, you call upon the mover to reply so that we move to the next order.
Well, when a member raises that, I have absolutely no choice but to dispense with that particular one first. So the members who are very close to where I am here, can you please take your seats so that I can proceed with. So please let all members resume their seats. I can see there are members who want to contribute, but what we are going to do is to make that decision to determine. So, honorable members, the Honorable Murugara, member for Tharaka, rising on standing order, the relevant standing order, requests that the mover be called upon to reply. And therefore, I put the question that the mover be called upon to reply. Without many of that opinion say aye. Aye. And as our contrary opinion say nay. Nay. Well, the ayes have it. Now, now, honorable members, those who did not speak on this particular one, you will have a chance in the next one, really. So let's proceed to the next one.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well,
I wish to thank all the members who have contributed.
Sorry. Let's have the member reply, the mover reply. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to thank all the members who have been able to contribute to this particular motion, and in particular take notes the remarks by our able leader of minority. Honorable Speaker, just to take note that when we do vetting, we are bound to look at everything, because in this country there are many things that do happen. We have people who have degrees in this country, but they have never done Form 4, they have never done bridging, and we are duty-bound to know where they got those degrees from. Honorable Speaker, with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
All right. So, therefore, honorable members, freeze Honorable Caleb Kositany, and freeze completely. Now, I have confirmed that we have the required numbers. And therefore, I put the question, which is that taking into consideration the finding of the Departmental Committee on Labor and Social Welfare in its report of the vetting of nominees for appointment as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 252B of the Constitution and Section 11(7) of the National Gender and Equality Commission Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of the following persons as members of the National Gender and Equality Commission. 1, Caroline Naikena Lentupuru, and 2, Thomas Okoth Koyer. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. When as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Just a minute. So, honorable members, of course, we are now going back to the previous order.
Order number 8, special motion, consideration of nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission.
Okay. Chair Administration and National Security.
Who is out of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you also, Honorable Speaker, for indulging me, because I didn't know that the order paper had been rearranged. But I was in time just to make for this order. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of nominee for appointment as chairperson of Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House
Honorable Ogikaria,
today, Tuesday, 21st December 2021.
Honorable Ogikaria, you are being very... Now, what is it, Honorable Ogikaria? What is out of order on this particular... He has just started moving the motion. I would rather you would have waited at least he finishes moving, and then you can raise your point of order. But what is it? What is out of order? Your microphone is not even working.
That's what Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, the point of order is that, Honorable Speaker, I'm a member of Parliament from Nakuru Town East constituency.
That I know.
And I want to do a lot of contribution in the motions that are coming. But, Honorable Speaker, I have my card and it is not working.
Okay.
So, and I am now not listed.
I can confirm that where you are seated, that microphone was not working.
Okay.
And I can see your card here.
Yes.
So please maintain some little peace. I will give you an opportunity in due time because I can see where your name is. So don't worry, I'll give you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And you know, I honor you so much. You know, we come from the same county.
I have told you I'll give you an opportunity. I can see you are about number 4 here. So you'll have an opportunity for sure.
Thank you.
So I think that is fine now. But make sure you sit where, you'll have to change where you are seated. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 233, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, Paragraph 4.1 of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act 2017, and Section 8.1 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, in exercise of the powers conferred by Section 10.2 of Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, His Excellency the President declared a vacancy in the office of the Chairperson Public Service Commission via Gazette Notice number 8626 of 23rd August 2021, and subsequently, and in accordance with provisions of paragraph 3D of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, a 7-member panel was constituted by the Gazette number 10282 of 1st October 2021 for the selection of nominees to the appointment. Honorable Speaker, the selection panel invited suitably qualified persons to apply for the position of Chairperson Public Service Commission by the Gazette number 11088 of 15th October 2021. At the lapse of application period, the panel had received 99 applications, out of which 12 were shortlisted and interviewed on 10th and 11th November 2021. Honorable Speaker, at the end of the interviews, the 3 top candidates were as follows. Number 1, Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri, who scored 77.3%. Number 2, Ms. Charity Selaina Kisotu, who scored 75.9%. And number 3, Dr. Kennedy Juma Mulunda, who scored 70.8%. Pursuant to Section Article 233, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, Paragraph 3 of the first schedule of the Public Service Commission Act, number 10 of 2017, as read together with Section 3 and 5 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, number 33 of 2011, His Excellency the President nominated Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri for the appointment to the position of Chairperson, Public Service Commission. The nomination was conveyed to the Speaker of the National Assembly in a letter dated 15 November 2021. Honorable Speaker, on Thursday, 25th November 2021, the Speaker of the National Assembly conveyed the message from His Excellency the President to the House and referred to the nominee's name and curriculum vitae to the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security for vetting and reporting to the House in accordance with provisions of Standing Order number 45. In compliance with Section 6.9 of Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, the Clerk of the National Assembly placed an advertisement in the print media on Friday, 26 November 2021, inviting the public to submit memoranda by way of written statements on oath on the suitability or otherwise of the nominee in conformity with Section 6.9 of the Act. Submissions of memoranda was to be received by Friday, 3rd December 2021 by 5 p.m. Honorable Speaker, by close of the deadline, the committee had not received any submission in support or contesting the suitability of the nominee to hold the office to which he has been nominated. Further, Honorable Speaker, in fulfillment of provisions of Article 118, Sub-Article 1B of the Constitution, Section 6(4) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, and Standing Order 45(3), the Clerk of the National Assembly on Friday, 26 November, placed an advertisement in the print media notifying the public on the date, time, and place of the approval hearing. Honorable Speaker, further to the same, that is say Friday 26th, the clerk wrote to the nominee inviting him for approval hearing. Section 6(7), Honorable Speaker, of the Act provides that an approval hearing shall focus on the candidate's academic credentials, professional training and experience, and personal integrity. Honorable Speaker, the committee conducted the approval hearing on Tuesday, 7th December 2021, and among the things that we considered were academic qualification, employment record and work experience, public office, political activities and affiliations, potential conflict of interest, suitability for the position, Honorable Speaker, tax compliance, vision and leadership, integrity, and expectations on key priority areas. Honorable Speaker, the committee, having considered the nominees' curriculum vitae and on hearing his oral submissions during the vetting exercise conducted on 7th December 2021, made the following observations and findings: that the nominee, Ambassador Mwaniki Mushiri, is a Kenyan, born on 21st April 1961 in Nyeri County, met the educational requirement of the office set out in Section 8 of the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, met the minimum experience required, having served in the public service for a cumulative period of 37 years in various capacities, from Assistant Inspector of State Corporations in 1984 to the current position of Kenya's Ambassador to Cuba, and concurrently of Permanent Representative to Jamaica, Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Guyana, Dominican Republic since 2018. And also, we also observed, Honorable Speaker, that the candidate was ranked first by the selection panel, and also that he was cleared by Kenya Revenue Authority on tax compliance, Higher National Education Loans Board on payment of university loan, Ethics and Corruption Commission on integrity, Directorate of Criminal Investigations on criminal status, and Office of the Registrar of Political Parties on political affiliation. Honorable Speaker, the committee further noted that the process of nomination of the candidate was conducted in total fidelity to the provisions of Article 233, Sub-Article 2 of the Constitution, and Paragraph 3D of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017. The committee found that one memorandum was received regarding his suitability or otherwise for the position of chairperson. However, Honorable Speaker, the committee determined that the memorandum by one Mr. Okia Omtata Okoiti was received by the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly on 6th December 2021, which was after the expiry of the period for submission of memoranda, and therefore inadmissible, because the closing date was on 3rd of December at 5 p.m. Honorable Speaker, having considered the suitability, capacity, integrity of the nominee, and pursuant to Article 252(b) of the Constitution,
order members,
and Paragraph 3D.
Order. I have a problem with this congregation that is sitting very close to the minority leader. You see, even members who come from neighboring constituencies obviously do not come from the same house. So please, let's maintain safe distance. Please. Order members. Order members.
Toka.
Please.
Talk.
Just, you can consult one member seated from one side of the house and one side of the, there are better ways you can consult. I know. No, I'm not going to take any point of view, especially knowing the direction you want to head. That I'm not going to listen to you on that particular minority leader. And let's leave it here. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Please consult safely. Safely. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I move to conclude, I want to state that the nominee, Ambassador Mushiri, have at the committee that on placements of job opportunities in the country, he would be very keen on regional balance. He will also consider the issue of gender and people with disabilities. So, Honorable Speaker, having considered the suitability, capacity, and integrity of the nominee, and pursuant to Article 250, Sub-Article 2B of the Constitution, and Paragraph 3D of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act number 10 of 2017, and Section 8, Subsection 2 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act number 33 of 2011, the committee recommends that the National Assembly approves the nomination and subsequent appointment of Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri as the Chairperson, Public Service Commission. Honorable Speaker, the committee is quite grateful to the Office of the Clerk and the Office of the Speaker and the Office of the Clerk for the logistical and technical support accorded to it during the consideration of the nomination. Finally, I wish to express appreciation to honorable members of the committee and our staff, the Secretariat, and their useful contribution towards preparation and production of this report, which I request members of this august House to support. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to move and request that Honorable Oku Kaunya seconds. I thank you.
Honorable Kaunya, member for Teso North, I think. Teso North.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri. Having gone through as a committee and as the chairman has explained, Mr. Speaker, the candidate met the requirements of the law, and indeed the wide experience the candidate had in the public service, as well as the absence within the required time of any contentions or issues that were raised, the committee recommended his appointment. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Other members? Having been seconded, I propose a question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of a nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 233(2) of the Constitution, paragraph 4.1 of the first schedule of the Public Service Commission Act 2017, and Section 8.1 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Top on the list is Honorable Oduol Odhiambo, Professor.
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity indeed to thank the Chair and Honorable Speaker also to note that as I speak to this, I do so as a member of the National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee. Honorable Speaker, I think I would want to support the nominee. Indeed, as we look at the letter and the very clear ways in which, Honorable Speaker, we can see that the nominee not only meets the requirements, but it is also very clear that all the procedures were followed. I must say, Honorable Speaker, that as a member of the National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee, a committee where, Honorable Speaker, we have had in a number of cases a chance to not only do audit, but also, Honorable Speaker, to listen most of the time to the views that are reflected by various persons, citizens, and indeed those who look at how, as a country, we continue to evolve. I would want to say, Honorable Speaker, that as I support, I would want, in the words that, Honorable Speaker, I have seen numerously referred to as we look to the 2010 Constitution, that it would be good for us also to look at the spirit. And Honorable Speaker, I am saying that as I support, I would want us to remember that there are those who tell us that there is need for us to sometimes look at the spirit, and as we look at the letter, the qualifications, we also seek to see how we can much more cohere and have much more sense of opportunity that would bring us together. So, Honorable Speaker, I support, but I ask that we need to look more towards the spirit, because we seem sometimes to be losing it, at least, Honorable Speaker, from where I sit in national cohesion and equal opportunity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Honorable Baya,
thank you very much, Chair. Speaker, sir, as I support and commend the committee for the good job that I've done, Mr. Speaker, I ask myself two questions. One, is the chairperson of the Public Service Commission, the chair of the Public Service Commission, only entitled to one community in this country? That's the question that comes to my mind. If you look at the previous holders of this office, the three previous holders of this office, they have all come from the same community. Is that a statement that it is a preserve for only one community? Mr. Speaker, secondly, is the Public Service Commission inclusive as contemplated in the Constitution? How come that certain communities in this country have never served in that commission? Mr. Speaker, it also goes to say that if you look at the matrix of who has more employees in the Public Service Commission in this country, you find that there is a correlation between the chairperson of the Public Service Commission and the number of the community with the highest number of employees in the Public Service Commission. There is a correlation, a positive correlation, Mr. Speaker. What does that speak to? It speaks to a lot of favoritism, it speaks to a lot of nepotism, it speaks to ethnization of the Public Service Commission through the appointment. Through the appointment of the chairperson of the public. We ask those of us who come from small communities, also we be given an opportunity to chair the Public Service Commission, so that we can also put our people, so that we can balance the Public Service Commission or the public service in this country. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
There's a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to distract what I want to say. But it is a fact. There is a correlation, Mr. Speaker, between the chairperson of the Public Service Commission.
Honorable Baya, you have the floor. A member has risen on a point of order. Allow him to prosecute his point of order. You will have your say. You still have your time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you again for standing by your word, the Honorable Speaker, because the contributor didn't want to hear what I'm just about to say. Honorable Speaker, the sentiment by the member is very dangerous, Honorable Speaker. The member is talking about the proportional number of the community that has been chairing. And that's very dangerous, Honorable Speaker, because this member, same member, is not talking about the population, the proportional population of that same community, but only looking at the number of employees. And once we go in that direction, Honorable Speaker, I think it's very dangerous because we are taking ourselves back to a very dangerous time. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You have had your say. So I am not so sure what, but just finish your contribution. Take your. You have it now? Not yet. Can the Honorable Bayaya be given the mic because I cannot be able to see from here? No, it's in the, you can use the same microphone. It was working. It was working well. It was working well. No. Just give Honorable Bayaya from where he's seated. Actually, it is not working.
You have been shaking my hands. Yes. So, yes, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say this.
And please summarize now because your time
When the truth is said, that's when people say it is dangerous. And that is even more dangerous because we must speak the truth. And the truth is, there has been a consistent appointment of the chairman of the Public Service Commission from the same community for the last 4 commissioners. And that is a fact. And when facts are said, people say they are dangerous. No, they are not dangerous. They are truths. They are truths and they must be spoken to liberate this country. Of the public service by giving an opportunity to other people. Okay. And this appointment, Mr. Speaker, flies in the face of the Constitution. And I raised my case. I thank you, Speaker.
All right. The Honorable Gikaria. Honorable Gikaria. Honorable Gikaria asked for an opportunity to speak. Very interesting. So then I'm trying to see somebody from this other side of the aisle. So that is going to be the Honorable Waweru Kiarie. Member for Dagoretti. Absent. So then I give to the Honorable, because I'm trying to look, quite a number of members are from this other side, so I'm trying to get 1 or 2 from this other. Honorable Shamala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I didn't want to particularly speak to this, except to say that I support. I'm waiting for another topic.
Speaker, on a point of order. Mr. Speaker, looking at the order paper, we have some very serious business that is laying ahead of us. And so I want to stand on Standing Order 95 and request that we call the mover to reply, make a decision on this, and then move on to other business of the day. So that was a point of order, not my contribution, Mr. Speaker.
And of course, as usual, you know the hands of the Speaker are tied. When such a situation arises, we quickly put the question and see the mood of the House, because that's the only way I can judge the mood of the House. So the Honorable Robert Mbui rises and asks that the mover be called upon to reply. And so therefore, I put the question that the mover be called upon to reply. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. And as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. The mover be called upon to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Member who supported, and of course my seconder, and most importantly, Honorable Robert Mbui for standing in his place and asking for concurrence, which I have heard from all the members that I be called to reply. And that means it's a good sign of approval of the motion. And therefore wish to thank all the members who are in support of this motion. But by way of explanation, to let Honorable Baya know that inside that commission, Commissioner Ahmed is from Kosa and is Bajuni. So please, yeah, that is what I know. We have almost every tribe, but we cannot have the 42 tribes because we only have a few slots, and those who are there are spread across Kenya, so there is regional balance. That is for information, and I know he has had it. So, Honorable Speaker, with those a few remarks, I beg to reply.
And so, honorable members, order members, order. So, honorable members, I put the question, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security in its report on the vetting of the nominee for appointment as chairperson of the Public Service Commission, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 21st December 2021, and pursuant to provisions of Article 233(2) of the Constitution, paragraph 4(1) of the first schedule to the Public Service Commission Act 2017 and Section 8(1) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011, this House approves the appointment of Ambassador Anthony Mwaniki Mushiri as the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Next order. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Order members, order. Order members, order.
Order members. Order members. We are now in the Committee of the Whole House. We shall proceed to consider the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 39 of 2021. Order members. Order members. Please, let us be together. Please, order members. We are now in the Committee of the Whole House. I need us to proceed together.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, I propose a question, which is that the clause 3 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the majority leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg that to move that clause 3 be amended as per the order paper. And Honorable Chair, this is just to change the nomenclature from Minister to Cabinet Secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay.
The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 3, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose a question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Majority Leader, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 4 be amended as per the order paper. And the essence of this is, first of all, to remove the deputy director position from as proposed by the public participation, and also to change the minister to cabinet secretary, so that we only have a director general, but we don't have a deputy director as currently constituted.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 4 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose a question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Majority Leader, you have an amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper, and the essence of this is to change minister to cabinet secretary.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. I now honorable members, I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the majority leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 6 and 7.
Honorable members, I put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Majority? Oh, there are no amendments? I therefore put the question that clause 6 and 7 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Order members. At least the majority should vote.
He voted. I did. He voted. I voted.
Okay. With as many as... Yes, what is it, Honorable Sankok? What is it?
Honorable Chair, I've heard you saying clause 6 and 7, but I can see amendment on clause 7A and clause 7B.
Those are new clauses.
Those are new clauses?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I told you earlier we need to go along with us.
I'm well guided. I'm always
Honorable
with
Sankok,
you.
be with us.
I'm always with you. That is why I'm men's idea.
Honorable members, with as many, I'll put the question that clauses 6 and 7 be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
With as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
I propose a question that clause 8 be part of the bill. We have two amendments, one by the Chair of Finance and the second one by Honorable Patrick Musimba. We shall start with the Honorable Chair. Honorable Chairperson, Finance and National Planning. Honorable Anga, clause 8.
Yeah, we need to be careful.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I wish to drop this amendment.
Would you want to...
I wish to drop this amendment.
Or you wish to drop it? Honorable members, that is dropped by the Chair of Finance. Honorable Patrick Musimba, you have an amendment to clause 8.
He is dropping. We agreed, drop.
Thank you, Chair. I also drop my amendment.
Honorable members, that is recorded as dropped. Therefore, there being no amendments to that, I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. With as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose a question that clause 9 be part of the bill. We have an amendment. Honorable Peter Kaluma. Please proceed.
How are we going to deal with the transition for the
Just a minute, you'll be on record.
of ARA so that they are not affected by this new clause?
With the mic. Honorable Kalumba.
Yes, I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I drop the amendment.
Very well. Honorable members, that amendment is dropped by Honorable Peter Kaluma. I therefore put the question that clause 9 be amended, be part of the bill. With as many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose a question that clause 10 be part of the bill. We have two amendments, one by Honorable Patrick Musimba, and then another one to start by the another one by the chair. We shall start with the one for Honorable Patrick Musimba because he is proposing a deletion. Honorable Musiba, I'm told that you actually want to move in an amended version.
Yes.
So you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to move an amendment to clause 10 by further amending by deleting the words Public Service Commission and substituting it thereof the words advisory with advisory board. The import of this, Honorable Speaker, is to grant the advisory board the powers to be able to select the agency director.
Honorable members, I propose a question that the clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Patrick Musimba. I now put the question. Yes, Reader, you want to speak to it? Yes, I'll give you Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes, Honorable Chair, what Honorable Musimba has just moved, his amendment has several parts. And I don't know whether we're only dealing with A and what happens to even the A, he's only changing the Public Service Commission to advisory board. And I've seen a circulated amendment here, which is also talking of parliamentary approval.
Honorable Musimba, please have your seat.
So we need to know what are we voting on. Is it all the way to the parliamentary approval or only the change from Parliamentary Service Commission to advisory board?
Okay. Very well. I'm sure Honorable Musimba, you have noted. Before that, let's hear from Honorable Makali. I will still give you another chance, Honorable Musimba, to speak to it.
Okay.
Honorable Makali. And if the chair would like to speak to it, I will give her a chance as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Actually, Mr. Chairman, the issues I want to raise have been raised by the majority leader, because as he says, we have part A and B of this amendment, and I think it's important to move both of them at the same time. Otherwise, once you put the advisory board, you change the Public Service Commission with the advisory board, then do we still need to go ahead and change parliamentary approval to the National Assembly? And I think the most important issue also, Mr. Chairman, is the issue of when you say National Assembly, are we restricting issues of crime and money laundering only to the national government? Could there be elements of the county government? To me, those are the issues.
Very well. Honorable Sankok, 1 minute. Then we make progress.
Chair, I don't know if when we delete Public Service Commission and substituting therefore with the word advisory board, now it means it is the advisory board that will be appointing, and in B, you delete the word parliamentary approval, but still retain the approval of the National Assembly. So if the boards, CEOs of boards, or if the board appoints, does it really come to Parliament once it is? Because I think it's only appointees of maybe the President or the PSC that can come to Parliament, but the ones that are done by boards cannot come to Parliament, my friend.
Very well, very well. Honorable Chair, Honorable Anga, would you want to speak to this before I go back to Honorable Patrick Musimba?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think what Honorable Musimba wanted to do in the first place was to move appointment of the Director General of the Asset Recovery Agency from how it is done currently to the Public Service Commission, which he was then revoking to return it to the board, which is the advisory board that we are currently dealing with, in which case it might not make sense, as Honorable Sankok is raising, to bring that appointee to the floor, because through which route will the appointee come? Because these appointees that we vet come from the president or from the Public Service Commission.
Yes, because we also must have a limitation on how we linger on one amendment. Do you want us to hear from Honorable Patrick Musimba? Yes, Honorable Murugara, 1 minute please, so that then we get there.
Yes.
So that at least the House makes progress on this one. We have quite a number of clauses ahead of us. Yes, Honorable Murugara,
yes,
please.
Mr. Chairman, I think we need to make this very tidy. The truth is, if we take the recruiting to the advisory board from PSC, then this is not likely to come to the National Assembly for approval. What comes to the National Assembly for approval is from the Public Service Commission and independent commissions. Therefore, while I agree with the correction, we remove parliamentary approval to approval by the National Assembly, I think we retain the recruitment with the Public Service Board.
Honorable Patrick, yes, well, Honorable Watch, do you really want to speak on this? If you do, 1 minute, then we shall definitely have Honorable Patrick Musimba. We must make progress on this, really.
Mr. Speaker, I think Honorable Muragara has explained the point. Asset Recovery Agency is not a constitutional body. It is a state corporation. That's what it is. So the appointment of CEO does not come to Parliament. So I think Honorable Musimba would be well advised to drop the amendment that requires parliamentary approval. Finished. If that is done, then we move on forward.
Honorable Musimba.
Yeah, Chair, the import is exactly as was explained by the Chair. I was trying to bring congruence in two agencies, which is the Financial Reporting Center, which we approved the director here on the floor of the House. But then on further consultation, they said we move from the Public Service Commission, which is where the director in charge of the Financial Reporting Center is actually appointed from and brought to the House. But to maintain congruence, I think it's best to just drop the amendment.
Order members, I need to hear what Honorable Patrick Musimba is saying. Did you say you dropped?
Yes.
You dropped the amendment?
Yes.
Okay. In effect, therefore, honorable members, Clause 10 has only one amendment by the Honorable Chair, Finance. Please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 10 be amended as per the order paper. In paragraph A, by deleting the words Oversight Board and substituting with Advisory Board, that is in line with the amendments we have been making to shift the board from being oversight to advisory. And then in B, Amendment B, in paragraph C, in the proposed subsection 3, by deleting paragraph A and substituting with the new paragraph as per the order paper, and that is just adding other professions in addition to law, adding finance, accounting, or any other relevant degree, rather than just leaving it as law alone. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose a question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that Clause 10 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as all of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as all of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as all of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as all of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
I propose a question that Clause 11 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the Honorable Chair. Finance, Honorable Anga.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, these amendments are just aligning from oversight to advisory board. So I beg to move that Clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as all of that opinion say aye? Will as many as all of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 11, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose a question that clause 12 be part of the bill. I'm told on clause 12 we have two amendments, one by Honorable Patrick Musimba, the second by Honorable Majority Leader. We shall start with that of the Majority Leader. Honorable Majority Leader, please.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the bill be further amended under clause 12 by inserting the following subsection. I'm reading this because not everyone may have seen the circulated. That section 54A of the Principal Act is amended in subsection 2 by deleting paragraph B and substituting therefore the following new paragraph. Not more than 5% of the total proceeds recovered or realized for any property seized or forfeited to the government as may be prescribed by the Cabinet Secretary. And the import of this, Honorable Speaker, is that the Principal Act allows the agency to retain a percentage of the money they recover. Now, that percentage is not defined. And to avoid any misuse or abuse in future, much as the Cabinet Secretary is supposed to give guidance, we would want to tie that to not more than 5%, which is about the limit also for KRA, and at least limit the exposure of those money. So I think with that is the whole essence of this amendment, that they can retain a percentage subject to cabinet approval, but that should not be more than 5% of the proceeds. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose a question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Majority Leader. I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Majority Leader. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, honorable members, we have an amendment by Honorable Patrick Musimba, still on the same clause.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. In light with the discourse we had already had with the Majority Leader, which occasioned to that particular change, I drop my amendments.
Honorable members, in the circumstances, I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the majority, be amended as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose a question that clause 13 be part of the bill. We have an amendment by the Honorable Chair. Honorable Aga.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, it's similar to what has been done above, aligning advisory and oversight. I beg to move that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose a question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. I put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose a question that clause 14 be part of the bill. We have three amendments. That by the leader of the majority, then the chairperson finance and Honorable Peter Kaluma. We shall start with that of the leader of majority party.
Honorable Chair, I beg that to move that clause 14 be amended as per the order paper. And basically, this is to bring out a whole new clause 55A, which now sets the board to take into consideration all the views of the stakeholders, and most importantly, to first of all change the Attorney General from being the chair of the agency to the agency to be chaired by an independent person who will be appointed by the Cabinet Secretary from among members of the advisory board who constitute non-public officials, which will be basically representatives of the Law Society, accountants, and the estate agents. And these three bodies are the ones in the schedule as reporting agencies, so that they are stakeholders in this, and they should also be good in giving advice on the running of the agency.